Hey gang, I know my head's cut off, don't worry about it, because it's not about my head and it's not about me. This is my Buckingham climbing harness, climbing belt, and for about 3 years now, uh, with the exception of my larger diameter trees where I use my cable core uh, lanyard, which people also call toss lines, throw lines, sling lines. Um, I've been using these guys, these lanyards here, and they have pressix worked into them, and you adjust your length here. But if you guys notice, they're short. And so what do you do in a case like that when the tree's diameter is even 12 inches? This isn't enough for me to get around the tree and climb up the tree. So what do? Well, you do what you have to do with what you have. You double up. So there's the other one. You double up. What's the answer or the solution to not having to double up? Well, spend a lot of money is basically what it boils down to. You have to get a 2-in-1 lanyard. The 2-in-1 lanyard has a pressik attached to it that has its own clamp, clip, carabiner, you can call it what you want to call it. But it has its own on there, and they're made in varying lengths so that instead of having to double up like I've been doing for the last couple of years, you can use just the one, saving yourself a bit of weight. And also, it's really hard when you have one end on the back side of the tree and you're having to flip that up and get it up and hold on to the tree. It doesn't sound like a lot more weight, but when it's, way out in front of you, it's a lot more weight to flip up, so it's a lot more work. Then enter the steel core line. It can make ascending a tree a whole lot easier, but it's not always practical to use the steel core. So then I was talking to a gentleman who I've helped a couple of times on YouTube with my videos, and also helped talk through a couple of things on Facebook. And he was he works for a major tree company, and he was so appreciative of the help that I've given him. He wanted to pay back. And I've had people do that before, but not to the extent that this gentleman did. You guys have heard on my pawn shop videos where I mention Amber and Blake, or excuse me, I'm sorry, Amber and Ethan. Well, Amber is Blake's wife and Ethan is the son. And I mention them because they really like the YouTube videos on pawn shops. Well, that's why I started putting their names in there. I want to dedicate the pawn shop videos to them. They're big fans of Zippo Varga, of me, Sean, and so I appreciate them, and in turn they appreciate me. But Blake went above and beyond. He told me he wanted my address so he could send me, and he showed me, even went so far as to show me pictures of a single lanyard like this and a 2-in-1 that he had been using in his rigging. So I gave him my address, and it's not what showed up in the mail at all. It nowhere near what showed up in the mail. What showed up in the mail just so totally humbled me. I could not believe what showed up in the mail. So I'm going to make sure this thing stays out of view here. And this would be paper instructions. This would be a bag. And what this, and you can see here, and if you look up that part number there, of course you're going to see what it is, but if you look up that part number, you'll see exactly what it is. But I was just flabbergasted, just flat out floored at what was inside that bag. I was expecting a couple of used lanyards, a 2-in-1 and then a standard lanyard. No. That kind-hearted man sent me a brand spanking new Buckingham 2-in-1 lanyard. 8 feet long, so it's going to get around the majority of trees. That this would be a flip line, a lanyard, with the pressing that will allow me to adjust according to the tree as I'm going up and down the tree. Anything Buckingham is absolutely top notch, and I'm floored. I'm still floored. I hate to use it just because it's a thing of beauty, and I know that that they don't come cheap. So Blake, my friend, you absolutely went way above and beyond what you said you were going to do, and we talked last night, and you told me I deserve it and everything, but I'm in your debt. I'm in your debt. This was one of the most fantastic gestures of any of my subscribers that I've received to date. And I mean, I've had awesome gestures in things that people have sent me over the years, but this right here, it's and as you can tell, I'm having a hard time finding words, and that's because it's beyond me that people appreciate me, that you, Blake, appreciate me enough to spend this kind of money on me and send me this beautiful, awesome lanyard, 2-in-1 lanyard. I will put it to great use, and it will be treasured in the collection, obviously. And we're gearheads. Anybody who climbs, ask them. We are gearheads from the word go. It's all about the gear, and it's what trips our triggers. So Blake couldn't have done a better job at saying thank you for the help I've given him than this right here. He absolutely could not have done anything more, because it's all about the gear, and it's something that he and I have in common, both being climbers. So Blake, buddy, you are the bomb. You are the superstar, and you are the hero on today's YouTube video. I thank you very, very, very much, and like I said, I'm in debt to you. You went above and beyond, and I would have been just tickled to death with the old 2-in-1 and the standard lanyard that you were going to send. But this, yeah, ask any arborist. It's all about the gear, and this is the kind of stuff that makes us smile when we're going up a tree, is having good quality gear. I mean, you know, you've got $110 sitting right there, good quality gear, but yeah, when you've got good gear, you know you're safe in the tree. And Blake, thank you for the safety. Thank you very, very much for the safety. These guys will still get used, but they're certainly not going to get used anywhere near as much as this will. So buddy, your top's in my book. I thank you very, very much. And we'll holler at y'all later. Zip on. I'm out.